the difference between array and array list is array size is fixed. You are declaring from the beginning. Okay, array difference between array and array list is, so array the size is fixed. Why size is fixed? Because beginning while creating itself we were declaring a array like array new array of 4 5 something, the size is declaring. Now if you have 4 element already stored, you are storing the fifth element, then what it will do? You can't, right? You have to create a new array then store the fifth element. So that is the demerit. But most of the cases, suppose you are doing automation in browser, reading some values list drop down and all, that is will be always dynamic, right? You will not know how many things will come element and all. So it is always better to use array list. It has its own benefit. Array and array list both have their own way, like where you use to array and where is to array list. But where you don't know the size of the list, basically where to store and all, you can use an array list. Okay, now array list syntax is how we'll create. Same array list is, okay, array list, this is how we'll create array list. Okay, of type, what is the type? Like as I said, array is fixed, either int or string or write something. So array list of, suppose I'm creating a string, or let me go some create as a integer also, like what we created. So array list of integer, so integer is like this, not int, it's a class basically, you know that, right? Int and integer difference. Int is a data type, integer is a class. Similarly we have float, big float, whole float is a class, string is a data type, again it's a class, right? So it's a integer type. When you say variable, it will be like this, int, float and all small letters. So array list integer, okay, give some variable name, suppose al I am giving, al equals to new array list. So this is the syntax. So here also you can give integer, else you can give, right, just like this, so it will by default take the previous one, by default take this one. So new array list. So this is how you declare. If I'm declaring a string array list, okay, suppose I'm declaring a array list of string type, like that means it will store only string. So anything I can give, right? So I'm giving, okay, L2 new array list. So this is how you declare a string array list. Okay, but in general, practically what we do is, I told you earlier also, we have interfaces and class. So array list, this is a class. We have interfaces. So interface of array list is list, like list is a interface. We read, right? WebDriver is an interface, Chrome driver is a class. So interface list is a interface. Now from there are two classes it implements. One is array list, and another is linked list. Okay, we'll go details later, but for now there are two classes. So if someone will ask you what is the difference, like why interface and class? So interface only provides, I told you, only method bodies. Okay, so how, like Chrome driver, you are saying driver.get. Get means for launching the web browser. So get, WebDriver will tell, WebDriver is an interface, right? It will tell, okay, get is a method. It will not say the internal logic of get. The class which is implementing that interface, which is the class for Chrome driver is the class. So it will give body for how get will work. So similarly, list is the interface. It has all the methods like add, remove, all the methods basically. But that methods will be implemented, body will be given to these methods by array list and linked list. Straightforward. It's kind of, you have to remember. So what we do normally is, instead of writing array list al equal to new array list, what we do, we always assign to, like how you do for WebDriver. So it will be list type. List is an interface. List of string al equals to new
list of string, not string back angular bracket.
Okay, new array list. What did you write here? Array list al equal to new.
But the list level to
WebDriver driver equal to new WebDriver you do, or WebDriver driver equal to new Chrome driver you do? Then that's what I'm saying. Chrome driver is the class, right? Always your object interface, you can't create object, only the assignment part. Some things, just remember all those things if you can't. So list al equals to new array list. Array list is the object basically. When you saw object created means created of array list, but you are assigning to AL list. Why? The advantage is, now the second part you can change. Instead of ArrayList you can create a linked list type, but the first part you can assign, depending on the one variable will be there. Depending on you are creating object of ArrayList, it will be assigned to AL. You are creating object of linked list, it will be assigned to AL. Okay, for now just remember, when you are creating a ArrayList, create list AL equals to new ArrayList. AL is again a variable, anything you can store. Now if I want to store it is of type what? String. So if I want to store array, how we used to store? Array of 0, like in brackets, right? Array of 1, like that used to store. So in list you will be storing like al dot add. Add is a method. So add, what you want to store? You want to store a string. So suppose you are storing some pleasanton here, like you are storing pleasanton. This is one element stored. So internally how array you created, like this, it will be array list memory. Java will create the first place, it will store pleasanton. Second place, if I'll do add one more element, add equals to livermore, so it will store me livermore. Then if I'll say add equals to SFO, then it will store me SFO. So first element is pleasanton, second element is livermore, third element is SFO. It is stored like this, it will store. Okay, so it will be in order, like the first element what you store, that will be in order. Now if I want to retrieve, how we used to retrieve from array of 0, like this again used to retrieve like array of 0. So here it's not AL of 0 because it's method. So for retrieving, what you can retrieve is like AL dot get. If you give get of 0, that means 0th index. What? Whatever pleasanton, whatever first stored. Again if I write AL dot get of 1, then it will give me livermore, it will give me SFO for 3. Same thing, if now I just want to all the values stored in what? AL, right? If I want to write a for loop, how I can write? For int, not I, again for int I equals to 0, I is less than equals to AL, right? We have AL. So in string we had length, in array we had only length, in string we had length bracket. For similarly for array it's size, we have called size, AL dot size. Okay, AL dot size I plus plus, the same logic. Now if I'll write print, so you will do a sysout AL dot, I told right what is the method here, how to get AL dot get of I, obviously because it's 0 or 1 and all. So if I'll do I, then first time it will print pleasanton, second time pleasanton, second time it is print livermore. It's straightforward, right? So now we have some other methods. Now the list has how many? 3. So list has some other methods like al dot remove of 0, that means it is saying remove the first element, remove methods. Al dot remove of, if I'll give 2, that means it will receive remove what? Second index 0 1 2 SFO, it will remove SFO. Understood? It's clear. So if I'll just explain the some methods, if I'll show here, see, so some of the thing, ArrayList okay, ArrayList maintains a insertion order. Okay, ArrayList maintain a insertion order. ArrayList can contain duplicate element, that means you can put 2 times pleasanton, it will store pleasanton first time, second time you are storing pleasanton, second location it will store pleasanton, so it can contain duplicate elements. And synchronized and all, you forget about that one, anyway we don't need. Okay, so now if I'll scroll here, you can see we have all these methods. Add method, it will add. Okay, add index, if you'll give this index, now you are giving like this, right? You are giving al dot add direct pleasanton, so it added pleasanton in 0, livermore in 1th location. Now next statement what I can do is I can write al dot add of which location, which index. Okay, I want to add 1 index, add okay, Fremont, you can give like this also. So that means first element will be 0, will be pleasanton. Now instead of livermore it will be on Fremont. 2 will be SFO, livermore will be replaced by Fremont, because it's the same location you are adding Fremont, right? So it will do that one. So that's what they are mentioning, index element or normal add. So some of the elements we don't need, add all and all, we can do clear. So all these elements, al has three elements. If I write al dot clear, it will remove all this one. Now if you print, it will be nothing, blank element, right? So array, two char array, two array, something will go by those letters, not needed. Remove is for removing. Okay. Okay, remove is for removing. And then okay, set int size, int trim size. Okay, so similar logic here is a Java ArrayList example. What we did, array list of list equal to new array list, list dot add, it added 4 elements. Now if you are printing, it will print here 4 elements that's printing, like that it will do the same programming. So when I say practice, means you have to practice the same way, like how it is doing, small programs like this you have to write and just print what is the output it is coming. Remove one element, do a add dot l dot remove, and then print the remaining element what it is printing. Just follow along these programs. Okay. Another thing is this iterator. Let me explain what is this iterator means. Okay, one more time. So most of the time we use that iterator actually. Okay, so we created array of three letters, Pleasanton, Livermore and SFO, right? So either you can do al dot get of I, you can do, or what you can do is we have a iterator class. So we have a iterator. Okay, iterator, just you have to remember the syntax. Iterator, give some name, some variable name. Suppose normally most of the time we give itr shortcut, iterator itr equals to what is my list name, al, right? So if I'll give al dot iterator, it's a method. Okay, just remember always the syntax. Iterator is fixed, variable name is itr, al is your list dot iterator. So what it will do, it will create each element, it will store in this itr. Okay, now if I'll say iterator if some methods. Okay, if iterator dot has next some method, this is a method, it will just check. Okay, what I told, al dot iterator means it will take all these elements, it will store in a iterator. Now iterator has a inbuilt method called next. If there is some element, then it will return true. So beginning iterator has how many elements? 3 elements, right? So iterator dot has next, it will return me what? True. That means it will go inside the if condition. Okay, then so I can write string value something, value. Another method is called iterator dot next. Iterator means this iterator. Okay, if it has next a value has next, then I have iterator dot next, give me the next element. Next element is what? Past time, it will be Pleasanton. Now if we'll print here sysout, if we'll do sysout of value, it will do what time? First time it will do Pleasanton. Second time it will do Livermore because I have another value. Third time again, yes, I know I have value in SFO, so it will return. So it will return all these 3 values. After it prints Pleasanton, then Livermore, then SFO, there is no value in this iterator. So it will complete this one and it will come out. So you need to remember the syntax. So iterator itr equal to, it's a very useful one normally, how you want to iterator. Okay, so sometimes okay, if you want to check, okay, does your list has Livermore or something, you have some other methods to check, but how will you check, okay, your list has Livermore or not? So you can just iterate. So iterate it, string value equal to itr dot next. So here what I can do is, instead of printing, what I can do is I can check, right? If value, my value will store, right? If value, it is a string, so you can't do a double equal. Since it is a string, I told you, right, what is the method? We have a dot equals method. Dot equals method. It is just, it's fine. First time you'll be confused, like where to use equal, where to use that one. But normally number comparing, where you are doing character comparing, these are all single. String, always you have to use double equals. We have a equal also string, but that will compare the reference. Remember, 2 strings pointing s, the same thing. Okay, for now just go by. when we are comparing string, most of the time always will be do a equals. So if value equals pleasanton, okay, suppose you are checking pleasanton is there or not, then yes, true, then do something, maybe yeah, SOUT you can do pleasanton present or something like that way you can do. This is one simple program, like I'm saying, but there may be some other criteria and all, more modified advanced programs and all. So understood the logic, like iterator. So same thing, it created array list, it added 4, then it is iterating, and then while it is doing while iterate, did I say iterator for, I said okay, if I said, so instead of if, it is like this, while, till the time, if not if, because we have to loop, right, remember. So while iterator dot has next, then print it dot next, okay, till the time it has elements, continue, when there is no elements, just break it. Any questions? Okay. Or another way is I told, like how you iterated for the array. So similarly you can iterate for each loop using this one. For this is what type, string type, right? So that's what string, one variable name it took, and then what is your list name? List name is list. Then we are printing each fruit. First time the fruit value will be mango, second time the fruit value will be apple. So that's why it is printing. Clear? Okay. So some other programs I told you, right? First time it added mango, apple, banana, grape. Then next time it is adding on one index, it is adding dates. So one index is what? Apple. Now it added dates. That means apple will be replaced by dates. Now if you print using for each loop, what will be the value? Mango, dates, banana, grapes. So this is the output normally. You have a question like when to use for int I equals to 0 or why for each loop. I told you, right, when you want to do something based on the index s dot caret, I need that index, right, otherwise how will I find? So you will iterate like that for. But here in this case you don't need that index, you just need to print. So you can use a for loop. I don't need index. So the more you program, you will know, okay, when to use what basically. And these are all straightforward. So we have a method called sort. So now mango, apple, banana, grapes, right, it is not sorted. So if I write collections, it's a class by Java, like house string class, ArrayList class. So collections dot sort is a method. If you pass the whole list is what here, list 2, it will sort. So it will sort the first time, it will be 1, 11, 21, 51. Or if you are passing you are sorting this element list, which list you are sorting, you'll pass that as an argument. And so it will be sorting apple, banana, mango, grapes, not grapes, apple, banana, grapes, mango. However the names, it will sort it. So, okay. So for now you can just write whatever the programs what they are doing, you can do this for the practicing purpose. Create a class, create a method, write programs. And this one is more advanced, like we created a string type, we created an integer type, all right. So even you can create a predefined type, like always I ask you, create a student object. So you can create more advanced type also you can put. So what it did, for now you start with the basic ones, then you can go with this is again sim. So that I always tell create a student object. So student has like roll number, name, age, all these things. So it created student s1 equals to new student, it will create first student. We'll go details later, but for now it created 3 student. First student have this value, second student have these values. Now my array list will of type what? It is not a string, right? It is of type what? Student. So it created, see, array list in the bracket, instead of earlier we used to give string, integer, so it will give student. So new array list. Now you can add array list of student s1, s2, s3. Now if you iterate, it will print student, but student is not a single value, right? Student, inside student they have 3 elements like roll number, name, and age. So this is how they are doing. If you're iterating, you'll get first student, like how will get the first string or first number. Then each student have its own roll number, own name, own age, right? So this is how they print. So first student st dot roll number, that means it is first student's roll number, first student's name. Second time when it is coming, it will be second student's roll number, second student's name and age, right? So this is straightforward. Once you want do more programming, you will understand. Okay, so this is array list. So linked list, I'll just go quickly for now. There is, for you to start with, there is not much difference. Only thing is how Java internally works. But if you go by the classes and all, everything is, most of the times it will be same. See, linked list, it's same. Like earlier you used to create array list al equal to new array list, al dot add. Now you are creating linked list al equals to new linked list dot add. Okay. And similarly, linked list dot remove, linked list dot index, you see the same methods, you can do the same programming side. There is not much difference. You can see, you can add here all the strings and all, and then do all these programmings normal. We don't need to go all the methods, add, remove, some basic ones you can give, like whatever they are doing. We don't need, first occurrence, last occurrence, and all these stuffs. You can just do some normal ones for the practicing. Okay. So what is the difference between array list and linked list? This is a very common question if people will ask. So array list is internally uses dynamic array. I'll show linked list in diagram just now, just a minute. But linked list is using a doubly linked list. Okay, I'll go what is that one. And array list is better for storing and accessing data, and linked list is better for manipulating data. So when I say this is a normal good interview question, like every time they will ask. So okay, so I told you, like array list, how it will be. Array list will be array list. So when you create an object like Java, what it does, it creates a memory location like array, but it will be, if it is full, Java will create and keep on adding, it will add more locations, it will like that, it will add. So if you're storing, okay, first integer, the array list name you declared, so it will be suppose a, it will be stored here. If it is a suppose integer array list, okay, you are storing first value something 10, second value 20, third value 15, like that you will storing like that, it will be stored here. This is array list. Linked list is, it's based on, is array list is based on array. See, you can see it is based on array. Linked list is, it's based on a doubly linked list. That means, so when you create a linked list, suppose linked list, you create the variable name ll equals to new linked list, something like that you created. Okay, I'm not going all details, but like that you created, the variable name is ll. So ll created, Java ll created. Now what it will do is, first location it will create like that. When you say ll dot add of some 10, then Java will create only one location here, like this 10. Okay, and it will store here. And for next element it will create another, suppose you are adding 20. Okay, and next element ll dot add, you are doing 20. Okay, so what it will do, it will add here 20, and there will be a reference from this node to this node. So suppose this address in memory, think about in memory way, there will be some physical address, right? So suppose this address is some 100 address, this address is 100 10 or 200. It need not to be sequence, but this one need always sequence, 0 index, 1 index, 2 index, it is always sequence, one memory location it will give. But this need not to be in 200. That means it's, when I say here, it can be here like this, it can be next element, it can add here on 500 location, and from 20 there will simply a linkage like that way, right? So in diagram purpose, instead of adding haphazardly, we add like this, but it can be anywhere. So next element you are adding, it will be here 30, and it will point to this location. Suppose this address is 300, it will store here that address, where to point, it will store here address where to point and all. So like that it will store. All that is the only difference. Then program wise, how it is different, think about like that. Now we have 4 elements in array. Okay, I want to store 15 or 12 in first. We have method like al dot add first index 15. So what array will do, like program it will do, it will store here 15, it will store here 15, but rest of the elements it will switch. Instead of 15, it will be now the previous element, it will, then this one will be 15, this one will be 20. Understood? Like all the right elements it will have to switch to the right, shift. When I say switch, it will be shifting. So it will be like when you are doing some adding here, all these 4 elements it is shifting, right side. But in this case, when I said okay, add in one first index, so what it will do, add 15 in first index. What it will do, it will create a memory location here like this 15. Only thing it will do is, it will point this location to this one. Suppose this location is 500. Now earlier it was storing 200. So instead of 200, it will store now 500. the address, it will simply change the address 500. Okay, and now this one it will store the 200 address, so it will simply remove the connection, so it will store the 200 address. You understood, like this one. So storing element is faster basically in linked list, but in this case because it is shifting one, it is one operation, right? It will take time. But if you want to retrieve from linked, suppose array list, you can simply say al dot get of 4, or suppose I am retrieving this third, get of 2, right? You can do. So it will if I'm retrieving this third index or 2 index, okay, if I'm retrieving 3, then it will be 3, right? So it will, compiler will simply go, Java will simply go there, it will not need to iterate because it knows in third index. But here, since there is no index, right, there is no index, so if you say give me fourth or third index here, so I have how many elements, 1 2 3 4, so I need this element, so that will be 0 1 2 3, right? So there is no linkage, right, 1 to index. So what it will do, it will iterate one time, it will internally take a counter, okay, this is the first index, then from here it will go to here, then it will go here. By reaching here, then only it can do a ll dot get of 3. It can do, but internally for reaching there, what it does, it's navigate all these 3, right? So it will take time. So retrieving is faster in array list. Storing is faster in linked list. Similarly, storing is slower in array list because we have to shift all the elements, but storing is faster in linked list. That is the difference if someone asks. Understood? Got the idea, right?